Welcome back, everybody, to PoolieMagTV, the raw, unedited, unscripted NUFC fan channel where everybody's got an opinion and nobody's opinion's wrong. So, today's video is the chances of Newcastle getting European football and the implications for Eddie Howe and Newcastle United themselves if we do not get European football. So if you like what you see, if you like what you hear, hit like, subscribe and comment down below. Let's get a little bit of discourse going on this topic. For me, it's a topic that we need to discuss. It's a topic that needs to be brought to people's attention. I know other channels, bigger channels have covered it, so I'm going to cover it. We've got Easter coming up. We don't play till the 12th of April, so my videos aren't going to be as many as what they usually would be. But I thought I'm gonna have to discuss this. What are the chances of Newcastle United getting Europe? I know Hopkinson said that Champions League football looks like a distant dream. Europa League would be really good. It's still a lot of money, and last but not least, the Conference League would be better than nothing, he said. So that really there, when he comes out and says that, and the other comments that he's made about Eddie Howe, saying, well, he's our manager at the moment, but we'll have a look, we'll discuss the future when ready. He didn't seem as confident on Eddie Howe, did he? He didn't seem as confident on Eddie Howe as what he did before the Barcelona home game. So Hopkinson's come out, he's laid the gauntlet down, I believe, with some guarded words. He hasn't come out and outright said, look, Eddie, if you don't get us Europe, you're getting sacked. But if you read between the lines, that's probably what's going to happen. So that's massive implications for Eddie Howe. This is Eddie Howe's biggest challenge yet at Newcastle United. Forget getting us into Champions League. Forget keeping us up. Forget winning the Carabao Cup. This is his biggest challenge yet. Because this, I think, is make or break for Eddie Howe. I honestly believe if Eddie Howe gets us Europe, he'll stay next season. And if he does, you've got to back him. I'm on about the board. And I will start a fresh slate next season with him. Do I want him to be the manager next season? No, I don't. I think there's better managers out there. I don't really want to waste any more money. But I think with Hopkinson at the helm, Eddie Howe won't have as much free rein, and that might be a good thing. Maybe as we get players that Hopkinson wants. And I know they've said there's a plan A for Europe and there's a plan B. And we ain't going to be wasting time in the window. So that's a massive statement and all, isn't it? Really, it is. Newcastle United have just announced a new training ground sponsor. I'm not going to do a full video on that, but the new training ground sponsor, we've got what's it called? Our best profit year ever, and it's only going to get more next year when the Champions League and all that's added on. So finally, things look like they're on the up. But we're sat 12th in the league, and we've got 7 games to go. So that's where I want to focus on. It's great, finally got a training ground sponsor, Knox Hydration, multi-million-pound deal, brilliant. We've sold the stadium to ourselves, really. Brilliant move. I know nobody knew about it until the other day, but fantastic move. Just because people aren't talking about it doesn't mean it's not happening. So, and I know the lack of communication from PIF sometimes is frustrating, but I do believe that they want to be the best. They want Newcastle to be the best. And for them to be the best, they've got to do what the Chelseas and the Cities and that do. And it seems like they're finally doing it. Whether we get a new stadium is beyond me. I don't know. Whether we get a new training ground, I don't know. But it's the sponsorship for the training ground, massive. Selling our stadium to ourselves is massive. But getting into Europe is the key to all this. Because it doesn't mean nothing if we don't get into Europe, but it sort of sets us back over a little bit, doesn't it? How do we attract the top players? How do we get moving forward if we can't get into Europe? The Conference League isn't much money, but it's European football. There will be the odd big game in there. It's a realistic chance of winning another trophy. I know the snobs of like the Rory Jennings, it's not a trophy when Chelsea won it and all this shit. It is to us though. It would be another trophy. It's a competition, an actual competition. It's not a pre-season competition. It's not like that bullshit Club World Cup where you have to have an invitation. You qualify through your league and you get there. Yes, some of the teams are dodgy. Some of them I've never heard of. But Usually the finals are with teams that you have heard of. And you ask Crystal Palace, you ask West Ham who've won it, you ask Roma who've won it, whether Crystal Palace are in it now. You ask them if it's a nothing trophy, because it's not. Would I prefer the Europa League or the Champions League? Of course I would. I don't think we're going to get Champions League. Don't think we're going to get Europa League. Our remaining 7 games are really, really hard. We've got Crystal Palace. This isn't in any order, by the way. We've got Crystal Palace, we've got Arsenal, we've got Nottingham Forest, we've got West Ham, we've got Brighton, we've got Fulham. You know, who else have we got? Who else have we got in that run? There's 6 matches that are really, really, really difficult. Oh, Bournemouth and all, we don't seem to win. We've got Bournemouth at home, we've got Brighton at home, we've got Forest away, we've got West Ham at home, we've got Arsenal away, we've got Palace away, and we've got Fulham away. You know, difficult games. Let's start with Palace, which is our next game. So Palace away, right? That's not an easy game at all. Palace haven't been great this season, but they're a good team. They've got a really good manager. They fell off a little bit this season. They've lost Eze. I know they lost Elise a couple of seasons ago. Mateta hasn't really hit the heights. But Jorgen Strand Larsen, who I rate, by the way, who I think is a really good striker, in the right team, if they're playing good football, starting to look like a striker again. And I believe that this ain't going to be an easy game. Then you got Bournemouth. Then, like I say, you got Brighton, you got Arsenal, you got Forest. Where do you see the next 3 points coming from? Because West Ham will be fighting for their lives. Fulham are going to be fighting for Europe. Nottingham Forest are going to be fighting for their lives. Brighton are a bogey team. Bournemouth are a bogey team. But London, away from home, is just boginess, full stop. So I've struggled to see how we managed to get enough points to get into Europe. I really do. I struggle to see where we get the points from. But I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. And I hope we do get into Europe. I really do. I hope we do get into Europe. And I hope that we cement our status in one of the competitions. I'd love the Europa League, because I think that's a far more prestigious trophy, and it's more money, and it's better teams, and it's teams you've heard of, and it's a competition that you'd love to win. But anyway, hit like, hit subscribe, comment down below. What do you think our chances are of getting to Europe? I think that was a slim to none, really. I do not see us winning many of them games. I see us winning maybe 2 or 3 of them out of the 7. I think we've got to win 5 or 6 to get into Europe. I really do. So I'm not overly confident that we will get into Europe, but I would love it if we did. I think Newcastle are on the up. I think this is make or break for Eddie Howe. I really do. I think Eddie Howe, his future depends on getting Europe. He's a brilliant 1 game a week manager, so maybe he can get the wins he needs to save his career, but I wouldn't trust him with another transfer window, even with Hopkinson in charge. Anyway, just a quick video. What do you think? Do you think we'll get Europe or not? Do you think we have a chance or not? Hit like, hit subscribe, comment down below, and as I always say, keep it black and white and keep PoolieMagTV. Over and out, folks.